Welcome, 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 everybody. So this is me attempting to re-record the Zoom that I did last night that failed to record. So I'm Helen. I am a soon-to-be Diamond Leader with It Works Global here in Scotland. And this Zoom is basically me running through some of the things that I do to keep myself organised and plan so that I can make the best use of my time. So a little bit of background. I am a single mum. I work full-time in the oil industry and I have two children, 14 and 10, soon to be 11. So I'm at the house 10 hours a day at my day job and running around like crazy in between. So what I wanted to do was make sure that I made the best use of my time, and what I'm going to do is share with you some of the things that I've learned since joining the company back in April last year to help you make the most effective use of your time and give you that consistency that you need to ensure that you are going to be successful with this business. So it's about planning. So you would hopefully have watched Jade's video that introduced you to the business and how to start being a distributor. And I'm going to do some more training videos for you over the coming weeks. But this is purely just to help you get organised and start thinking and planning to make sure that you're using your social media to the best of your abilities. If you don't already follow me, I'm Helen Joanna Horning on Facebook and HelenJo78 on Instagram. So please feel free to follow me and you can see what I do. Okay, so planning. What I do is I have a planner. Now, I treated myself this year to the It Works planner, but any old planner will do. Last year I used a little diary like this. This year I've got this one. It was me investing in my business. So what I do is I look at a month in advance. So this year is January. And the first thing I do is I get my month out and I look at it and I write down all the things that are happening in our family's life. Sorry, I'm moving that back a bit so I can fit my planner down. Okay, so anybody that we're visiting, any appointments we have, everything like that goes in first because everything to do with the business has to fit around our life. Then any special events, so birthdays, anything at all like that, all goes in here first. And then what I do is I think about what I want to talk about, because what you want to be doing is creating life posts. So these are the posts that go in your feed on Facebook or Instagram that engage your followers. So people follow you for a reason. And if you suddenly just start posting pictures of It Works products and before and after, people will switch off. They're following you. When they buy from you or join your team, it's you that they want, not the products. They can buy them from any distributor. So what makes you unique? So for me, it's my family. It's food for sure, wine, and a lot of craziness. And these are the things that I want to incorporate. You also need to think about how you engage people. You want people to interact with you, not just watch you, so that you can actually talk to them and build up that relationship, that trusting relationship, so that people, when they think about weight loss or earning money, you instantly pop into their mind. And so then they buy into you and therefore will buy your products or join your team because they like you. So one of the best ways for me to do this, if I'm struggling for ideas, is I go into days of the year, and I have saved these as little icons so that I can find them. So they're websites. So there's one called daysoftheyear.com. And in there, it tells me all the weird holidays and the national and international days that are celebrated throughout January. And then I just scroll through and I take the ones that interest me or I think would interest my followers. So it's hobby month and it's Get a Balanced Life month. And then it has actual days. So the 5th of January was National Keto Day. Now we have a lot of keto products, so that was an ideal opportunity for us to talk about possibly the plan and it works. So I jot all of them down. So that gives me the ideas for the basis of what I'm going to be posting. Then what I do, every second Sunday, the children are at their dad's. So Robert and I have a coffee, have breakfast in bed. He watches the football. I sit with my planner and I write my posts for the next 2 weeks. Now they don't have to be perfect, but it's to get the ideas down. And I use an app called Evernote. So see this little elephant here? That one there. This is a free app. You can upgrade it, but I haven't needed to so far. Now, see down here, there's all sorts of different notebooks. So you can create as many notebooks as you want, and then in there, you file notes. You can use the basic notes app that you have with your phone. This one I find better because if I open January 2019, let's get this here. So you see here, I've filed by date all my post ideas. Now here, you see this one has a picture? You can attach photographs and voice messages. So then when you're doing these, you can actually attach the picture that you want to post with it so that in 2 weeks' time, you know the picture that you were thinking of doing. I have 7,000 photographs on my phone right now. In 2 weeks' time, I'm not going to remember the photograph that I thought would go well with that post. So that's a good way to keep yourself organised. And then you can copy and paste. And you can maybe even file your photos somewhere easy for you to find on your phone. So that's basically what I do for life posts. And so every second Sunday, just sit and what I have planned out, just jot down what I want to say, how I want to engage people, and try and be really true to yourself and your followers, and just engage them, pull at those heartstrings, you know, talk about your life, talk about what the business is going to do for you, talk about what the products are going to do for you. Because right now you're starting out, you don't have the great big success stories that you see with some of the leaders. And what I would say is, when you're talking, make it relatable. So we get fast start bonuses. This bad boy came in the other day and I never budgeted for it. But do you know what? 6 months road tax, that is equivalent to a fast start bonus. So I can say, thank goodness for It Works. Next time I receive one of these, my fast start bonus will pay for it. I won't need to worry where I'm going to find the money. People can relate to that. We all have bills that come in unexpectedly and we dread where we're going to find the money for. Okay, so that's kind of like life posting. So talk about what it's going to do for you, because at the moment you're just building your business. The next thing I do when I'm doing messaging, you are going to have some amazing conversations with people who are really excited about the products, really excited about being distributors, and then they go quiet. That's life. Okay, so first and foremost, don't take offense. Don't worry, that's what happens. Did you sign up or become a customer the very first time I spoke to you about it? No, you didn't. You thought about it, and then when you could afford it or when the time was right for you, you jumped. But what you need to do is follow up with people. Now, last year, I had some amazing conversations with people, and I had what I thought was a way of recording what I was doing. So that was June. Now, I have no idea what I was talking to these people about, who I was following up with, nothing. And you should be having so many conversations, you can't remember what you talked to people about. So what I would recommend is, I'm not going to show this too close because this has got my customer details, but here I write their name and afterwards I write just, like see here it says TFX, so that's Thermophyte X. So I've written myself a very simple way of remembering who I spoke to and what we talked about. So on the other page, all these names here, I've got DT after. So those are all the people that I talked about being a distributor with. So then when it comes to me following up, I have a very simple way of actually making sure that I know who I want to talk to on that particular day. You know, so for example, if an offer comes up on Thermophyte, I can quickly scan back through my pages and say, hey, we talked about this before. I know the time wasn't right, but we have got this fantastic deal. And I instantly thought of you. And that's very quick and it keeps you very organized. The next thing I do is when somebody does sign up, I highlight it. So that when I'm going back through, I know exactly who my customers are and who my distributors are. I do them different colors so that at a glance, it's very easy to tell who's who. And then you will have people who say, I have no money, I refuse to pay for anything, I love a freebie. Brilliant. They're not gone, they are still a connector. So from here, that's these people here. Sorry. And what I've done is written next to them at. What I've done is gone back through everybody I spoke to last year, and those that just did not want to spend money. That's great. I know you'll have a freebie. I know you're really skint right now. How about you give me your mobile number or your email address, and I will send you the link to my free app that gives you free workouts, free recipes, and the chance to win free products. How does that sound? They send me back their contact details. I highlight them in blue when I've sent them the link. And that's them. They are looking at It Works. They are recommending it to friends, and that will start to build as well. So you may not see anything straight away, but you've got them. And you can follow up with them and say, hey, I'm looking for feedback on my app. What did you think? Have you been using it? Have you shared it? Have you got coins ready to use for free products? So it's another way to engage people who initially just say flat out, no, I'm not interested. So that's the thing. Find a system that works for you and be disciplined, because that will mean that you are working smarter, not harder. You can waste a lot of time going through whatever this meant than if I had just taken the time to find a system that was really simple and clean. I would have worked far more efficiently to begin with. Now, when you're following some of the leaders, they will talk about Follow-Up Friday. So the reason for that is that on a Friday in America, that's when most people get paid. Here in the UK, it varies. You know, we've got monthly, fortnightly, and weekly pay. But what is very true is the fortune is in the follow-up. If you do not follow up with people, they're going to think that you don't care. Or somebody else from It Works or from another company is going to go, hey, I've got this amazing product. They follow up with them, they build that rapport, and that's that customer going to somebody else. So whenever is a good day for you, I mean, every day I think is good for a follow-up, but be disciplined. Just know who you're going to follow up with and when. So I have this column here for follow-ups. Can you see that when they've signed up? I've just highlighted it. And then if somebody says to me, well, I can't do it today, but come the end of the month, I get paid, I'd love to sign up then. Put them in. So this is the end of January. I'm not going to remember that this girl wanted to order Thermoflight at the end of January. So I have written it in for that week, and I will follow up with her then. Okay, so keeping yourself organised. Now, I mentioned working smarter, not harder, okay? Because time is precious. We've all got busy lives, whether it's family, work, friends, social life, whatever it is you do. So what you need to do is you need to work out how much time you can and are willing to spend on your business. Obviously, the more time that you put in and the more consistent your effort is, the more you're going to get paid. The stronger your team is, and the faster it will happen. Consistency is key though. Now what I did was last year is I worked out a plan so I knew what I could fit around my work and my kids and everything else that was going on. And I just wrote down 1 week the times that I would spend. So what I have here is I was willing to give up an hour's sleep. So I would get up at 5:30, and from 5:30 to 6:30, I would do my messaging, I would do my following up, I would follow people, so building my network, I would post my stories. So that time is purely for the interaction and the posting on the social media. So that 1 hour, and that's what I do, sit with my coffee in bed, maybe listen to some training in the background, but that's what I do for an hour. Boom. Then I get up, get the kids up, and go to work. So from 7:30 to 8:30, that's my commute to work. That's when I can do calls and when I can listen to podcasts or trainings through the Bluetooth on my phone. Okay, not everybody has that, but if you can, brilliant. You're not watching videos, you're just listening to them. I'd have my phone down on the seat or whatever, but playing through. And that gives me an hour, because personal development is really key, because you've got to keep yourself in that positive mindset to keep yourself motivated. You don't have a boss cracking the whip. You need to be your own boss, and you need to develop yourself and give yourself that positivity. Then here I've got 12:30 to 1, that's my lunch break. Again, I can do calls, messages, and posting. Then from 4:30 to 5:30, that's my commute home again. So again, more calls or podcasts, personal development training, catching up on anything there. And then on a Monday, that was a great night, because 5:30 till 9, nobody else is in the house because everybody else has something on. That's when I can devote a huge chunk of my time to the business. Other nights, I have the children that evening, so I'm not giving up the time with the children. So I work the business at these times, Once they go to bed, I will do some more work, and so on and so forth. And then the weekends, our plans change all the time. So that's kind of blank. But I always make sure that I message, I post, and I follow up. That's key, okay? Something else that you need to do is just learn how the compensation plan works. You don't need to be an expert, but the sooner you understand basically the steps to success that you get in the Business Builder Kit and on eSuite. Once you learn these and you just repeat that month on month, then that is how you're going to build the momentum and build a nice strong team. Okay, maybe it doesn't happen in a month, maybe you don't have as much time, maybe you're building your followers and you're building that rapport. It doesn't matter, but follow these basic steps. Every 2 customers you get wrap rewards or product rewards. So then you can buy them cheaper, sell them, and get yourself cash in hand. Then you want to enroll people to join your team, who then repeat this, and that grows your whole team. Okay. Sunday night, always try and on a Monday watch or listen to Mark Pentecost's Family Call, because that tells you what's happening in the next week. Okay, and sometimes there can be some amazing deals and promotions and things like that are coming up, and you want to know about them as soon as. There's no point in doing it on a Thursday if it's only for a week or so. You want to get as much time as possible so you can build that momentum. And what we'll try and do in the team trainings is cover anything that's there on a Monday night, so you've got loads of help there to get you through that week. Upcoming date, conference, is on the 31st of January. So you want to be plugged into social media so you can find out what the announcements are. They will be announcing a new product launch. They will be announcing bonuses for us. And these will be phenomenal. So make sure you understand what's going on and make sure you're there and you can hear as soon as possible. And we're going to build that momentum. For doing stories and posting, I'll show you some apps that I use. So I showed you Evernote, which I use for organizing everything. I then use, I don't know if you can see this one here, Unfold. This is what I use for creating my stories, and it gives that nice blogger style, and it saves everything for you. So you can scroll through. So if you had one that you really liked, you can always go back and tweak it, maybe change the background, something like that. So there, that's that ripped paper effect. And it's got some really nice pictures in there. That's Jade and Tara. If I'm really busy or I've got no time, but I want to have it slightly differently, look at that. Nice and simple. Change it, maybe change the text as well. Change the font, and that will then give you a new post, a new story for your Instagram and Facebook without huge amounts of effort. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time because people will start to get sussed, but it's a great way of making sure that you have a backup. And when you've got time, you can create these and then just fire them up. When you have a nice picture, use WordSwag. Sorry, so this is WordSwag down here. So another free app. You can buy stuff in the app to extend the number of amounts of fonts you have. Same with Unfold, but this is a good way to get started. So you just click on the little picture there, and then just choose a photograph. So then I've got a photograph here, and then I'm not sure you can see. That's just telling you if you want to crop it. And then see here, it's got text come up. So you just double tap that to change it. Oh, not great when I'm trying to do it back to front. Anyway, you can double tap that. You can change your text, but also down here, it lets you change the format of them. Okay, so you can totally change the look of a post or a story just by doing that. So that's Unfold. WordSwag. I also use Pick Collage, so click on that. And this is a way of getting multiple pictures just on one. So you can just do like freestyle, or you can do the grid. And again, just looking for your photos. Just, here we go, do them, do the tick at the top. And then that's that there. And then you can just move these around like so. And you can also choose backgrounds, so you can change the look of it. Oh. It's not so easy to do back to front. Okay, so there we go. Just like that, and then you can move them. Sorry. So just like that. So those are the main apps that I use for my stories. Use the polls and the questions to get interaction with people, because that's how you're going to engage people and know who's interested in the products or the opportunity. So that's the end of that. I am going to sign off now, and hopefully this will record, and then I will upload it to YouTube and let you all know. Have a great day. Take care.